How many of us remember Veerappan, the dreaded brigand? Wonderful. And the time he held for ransom maddening idol Rajkumar in his Satyamangalam forest. Anybody remembers? That was the time 20 of us landed in the same Satyamangalam forest for an outbound training. Said to be good for the office goers, to work out, exercise their unused muscles and minds. We were two in a tent that hardly blocked the night's cold, or the sounds outside of elephants roaming, chomping outside our camp. In the days that followed, I was to come face to face with the huge elephants that I had ignored until then into my 50th year. Good afternoon, Chimodi, colleagues, and ever welcome guests. Day one I still remember was wonderful. I was among the fastest in rope walking and rappelling, though both were first-time experiences, and at 50, I was the oldest of the pack. I felt like a leader leading from the front. I felt like He-Man. Soon, trouble began. After dinner, we had a chat. Our chief coach was one Srinivasan, an ex-SBI hand, 60s, short. As an ex-bank officer myself, I was an impressed one. After dinner, without any provocation, he started bad-mouthing our company. The writing on the wall is very clear for your company. He thundered like some prophet of doom. I led the defense. As the chief of communications, I had the facts. And as the only DGM, I was the senior most. But Srinivasan had the last word. After all, he was the boss. He vanquished the challenger in true jungle style. Thereon, I noticed something odd. I found a coldness from my friends, an aloofness. Most perceptible when we played this little game where one man stands in the center and four around him, and this guy has to fall in any direction and somebody will catch him. I found round after round after round, nobody's falling towards me. Clearly, nobody wanted to be seen visibly close to me, physically, even in a game. I felt bad. I felt betrayed just because I spoke of my company. The next day, we went on a trail, a forest trail, each carrying a pole. We saw large cakes left by the elephants, still steaming, which meant these factories, mobile factories producing these cakes, not very far from us. We also saw scratch marks on tree trunks left by the local leopards. Suddenly, we felt as if we were being watched by the jungle. Soon, we fell into a single track. Some of us were. I was gagged. No problem. As a husband of 30 years, no big deal. Then, I was blindfolded. But I had the pole. I liked the challenge of finding the terrain with my pole and finding my own way. And then after a while, I felt somebody pulling my pole. No way. Opened my eyes. Srinivasan. Give me my pole. I said, what? Give me my pole, otherwise you cannot come with us. You can stay here. What? He has been singling me out, unfairly targeting me, making me feel small in front of my juniors. I had it with him. I was trembling. But then I remember the eyes around. I had to give up my pride and the pole. Thereon, I was led by someone who was neither gagged nor blindfolded. I felt like a king vanquished, blindfolded, jeered by his own men around him. When the walk was over, I walked up to Srinivasan and said, "This is not fair." Srinivasan put his hand over my shoulder and said, "Thomas, it is not always fair. It is not a perfect world." And walked off. It is not a perfect world. My God, it took me 50 years to understand this big elephant in the room. An obvious truth, a no-brainer. The trouble, friends, is spoiled by good bosses and a good ecosystem in our workplace, we tend to expect mathematical balance sheet accuracy from life. How utopian. But that knock I got that day from Srinivasan woke me up from my idealistic delusion, so to say. Secondly, I learned you shouldn't judge a book by the cover. Let me explain to you. With his funny mop of hair and ungainly paunch and a droopy diction and a round neck innerwear pretending to be a t-shirt, Srinivasan was the last idea I had of a psychologist. But how wrong I was, judging him by his books. Third, he devised and delivered by demonstration a special lesson for me. Me, He-Man, who thought too much of his mental and physical prowess. The message was, however smart you are all interdependent. Friends, 3 huge, large elephants in the room I had refused to see for 50 years. I saw them face to face in a way I will never, ever forget in my life. Thank you, Timothy.